Okay, welcome back to NOVAR Gardens, to the Australian Pétanque Federation National Tournament here in South Australia. We've reached the semi-finals of the Open Ladies. In the black shirts we've got ARIADNE, ERNEST and Sue BEGLEY from Bull Artiste Club in New South Wales. And in the white shirts we have NGUYEN from Eastern Suburbs Petanque Club here in South Australia, and Melissa Scott from Prospect Club here in Adelaide. Just want to welcome in my co-host Sebastian, Tim behind the keys. We'll settle in for a nice semi-final.
G'day Chris, welcome everybody, and we're 3 bulls in, and I think you can already see the level of quality. There's a very good point which is then carried out by ARIADNE and then replaced by Melissa with a beautiful point there. So ARIADNE in the circle to shoot. Which she does.
Yeah, you're very right, Sebastian. This is high quality Petanque, Open Ladies doubles. Both teams have done really well to get to this point in the semi-finals, and already the quality in this end is superb.
And for a third time,
yep,
Melissa holds the point and brings the shooter to the ring, which is really the pointer's job.
Yes, absolutely. Just regain the point, and that's her job done.
So it's a particular skill, Chris, isn't it? In addition to just shooting, to be able to shoot over a ball and hit the ball behind, and that requires a particular type of lob.
Yep.
And trajectory, and I think ARIADNE, the length looked okay, but the direction was slightly to the right, but it's a very tricky shot.
2 out of 3 balls were carrows.
Yeah.
Unfortunately she missed that one, but 2 good shots. Slightly short there by Sue.
Just short and just left. So
yep.
It's interesting that all the balls are on the left hand side of the cosh, so the right hand side is very much open here.
Oh, nice shot there by Sue, but directly in front, but slightly short. So they're just discussing what they should do as far as that team's 6th and final bull, with Team South Australia holding 3 bulls with par. Oh, nice shot. Connection there by Sue.
Superb shot. So what she did then was that while her first bull, or that second bull I should say, didn't hold the point, it was beautifully positioned short but in front of the cosh, and that meant that her third bull could be played onto the back of her own bull and just promoted gently forward, and she holds the point and is right on the cosh, which means that NGUYEN from Eastern Suburbs Petanque now really has to shoot, no alternative but to shoot.
Oh.
Well, so
sometimes a bit of luck is prevailing. She shot the wrong ball, the front ball, but it also cannoned into the object ball, taking 2 out in 1 hit.
Yeah, that's a bonus. Very good start there. Lucky start. Perhaps just roll through there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure from this angle. I think from my angle, I think it's got it, but we'll investigate afterwards.
I'm not sure. It's certainly behind the cosh. I think Melissa's bull, which is to the left of the cosh as you're looking at about 9 o'clock, I think is definitely the shot bull. last ball of the end.
Oh,
And
nice
that's a
pointing by
beautiful
Ha.
point.
We'll just wait to confirm how many points they've got.
That is. That's
One,
two.
two.
And just checking that last ball that Ha played, it rolled through a little.
Sue's just going to get the trusty tape out.
It's interesting, isn't it? We were just saying the other day about how it's a mixture of skill and strategy and luck. And, you know, Ha was short with that ball, but luckily came and cannoned in.
I mean, she was straight. She was short, like you're saying, but sometimes you need to take a bit of the luck component. We'll just confirm how many. Three points there to Melissa and Ha.
Good start.
Great first end. Sebastian at Quality Petanque. I'm glad we've been able to stream the very best of Petanque in this Principale game.
Yeah. And you know, the issue it is interesting that little bit of luck can make a difference. For example, today I was a very good player out of luck. And
I will double down on that and say I was as well. Again, that's why we're sitting in the commentary booth and not still participating.
Not playing for any silverware.
Nice pointing there by Melissa. Bull's in front, a little bit short, but still in the danger zone for connection as opposition pointer comes through. Sue BEGLEY is going to try and just come past that front ball and regain the point.
One thing to look at here, I reckon, is that Melissa's point was quite low and ran along the ground. Let's see the extent to which Sue tries to lift this ball, give it a bit of lob. And she does
beautiful pointing by Sue. Yeah, I just wanted to mention also the Australian Petanque YouTube channel. There's a commentary, comment section in it, so please send your comments through. We'll do our best to read some of the support out. Melissa with her second ball. I think nice ball in front, but short still. Ha's going to attempt to extricate Sue's ball. They've got two really good front balls, so if she can make a good connection here, they'll be holding 2 points on the ground. Ooh. She has a flat style when she shoots, doesn't she?
Flat style, and I would have said that was just short and just left. So it looked as though it was not too far wide, but that's the thing about when you shoot, of course. If the ball misses, it basically goes out. So it's quite a risk.
Yeah, that's right. Oh,
what a
sublime pointing there by Melissa.
Yeah.
Excellent.
She again has an interesting technique too, which is sort of quite a sort of ripping the fingers across the top of the ball
and get that spin,
spin and fizz, and the ball pulls up obligingly right next to the cosh, so very hard to shoot.
Oh, great connection there by Ariadne.
Yeah. So that's I think 3 from 4.
Yeah,
4 from 5.
Very good accuracy.
Very good.
Ariadne's represented Australia on many occasions in her past. A formidable player in Petanque Australia.
I would have said the cosh is about 7 meters, perhaps, something like that, maybe a frag more, and that's a good distance for a shooter.
Nice block of ball there by Ha, but still fairly short.
Yeah.
The team from Bull Artis have got good ball advantage here and an opportunity to make a few points.
So Ha's looking to defend here, which means really trying to add to that wall in front of the cosh to prevent the bull artiste bulls from entering that zone and getting close to the cosh and scoring more points. And that's a
Oh, beautiful shot by Haas.
Beautiful shot by Haas.
The only concern I have it now with Sebastian is that both bulls are grouped together.
Yep.
So the shooters tell me, because I'm not versed in shooting, but gives you more of a target to hit.
Yeah.
Option to hit in the middle and split the bulls.
Split the bulls, yeah. So you saw there too that, and this is perfectly legal and permitted, that the shooter was allowed to flatten the area in front of the target bulls, and ARIADNE did that with her foot. Let's see if she can hit the target.
Nice connection, but
very unlucky. She actually.
Well, she hit one of the bulls, but
yeah.
made somewhat of a carrow in her end, so she can get this. They'll be holding 2 points with Sue. I think Scott.
Sue's got
2 bulls to play.
Bulls to play, yeah. Was just wide.
Just wide.
Yeah, just wide. I have been in enough tournaments to see that Sue is quite a capable shooter.
Absolutely.
And you know, it gives a great flexibility to a team when both players can both point and shoot.
Absolutely.
So let's see what Sue can do with that ball that's just sitting on the right of the cosh.
Oh,
there you go.
Superb. Superb shot. Not only she moved Melissa's ball out, she remained in the area, or a carrow of sorts, and now the team from Bull Artists are holding 3 points.
And with probably 80 centimetres to land in to score a fourth. Oh, it's just
she wouldn't be happy with that.
No, she doesn't look happy.
She did all the hard work to get the bullet, but hey, look, they've still got 3 points.
Yeah. It's just funny though, isn't it? We know we were commenting on this with the Smiths in the mixed doubles final yesterday about opportunities and you know, not just scoring 1 but scoring 3 or 4.
Yes.
And you know, that they already got 3, but that could have been a fourth. Let's just see. That brings the score to 3-all, and parity is restored.
I'd be interested to see in the distance that they go for. ARIADNE's well versed in shooting at any length, but let's see tactically the distance they choose, whether they give themselves an advantageous or try and put the opposition in a disadvantage.
So a legal throw is between 6 and 10 metres. However, in this final, we are of course playing in lanes, and ARIADNE accidentally then, or the cosh hit a stone and kicked out over the dead bull line, which gives the South Australians the opportunity just to place the jack where they want it to be. But again, as long as it's within 6 to 10 metres from the ring.
It's another beautiful day here in NOVAR Gardens in South Australia. We've been blessed with great weather. Not an ounce of rain, another clear day. Slightly warmer today with a bit of humidity, but still pleasant to play Petanque.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Not a bad ball there by Sue.
No, good start. I guess, you know, the only thing I would suggest is that it's short and in front, which is good, but it is just slightly to the left, and again the right hand side for a right hand thrower is still open. So as a left hand player, I often try to keep the ball on the right hand side for a right hand pointer so that it gets in their way. But
yeah, that one's gone hit a rock.
Yeah.
Of course, remembering we're playing to 60 minutes in a semi-final. The finals are untimed, but 60 minutes in this game. That one's gone long.
And just to the right.
Yeah, she tried to overcorrect there, Sebastian, to try and come through the middle there, but gave it a bit too much juice. So.
Well, they're suggesting it holds.
Well,
so
yeah. From this angle, I thought it was long, but
and from this angle, it looks like Sue's ball must be almost a metre short. So what that means, I guess, still is that the front of the play is still very much open. So Sue's got a clear view, no bulls blocking her view of the cosh, and she can make her way to the jack.
She's not happy again with that. She's worrying about it kicking on. The bull is in front. She just needs to make the slight adjustment from that first bull.
Just a little bit short. It's a nice straight shot.
Nice adjustment there by Sue.
I gave that one much more
height. Yes.
Height, yeah. So the lob was good, and then got a fair bounce and holds the shot.
Sometimes you lob like that, Sebastian, and you just pray to the gods that you get a nice bounce.
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe a good bounce, sometimes maybe average.
Well, look, as they say, it's better to have lobbed and lost than never to have lobbed at all.
That's in love as well, Sebastian.
Oh, that looks like a beautiful shot. That looks like a beautiful shot from Melissa.
I think it's short. I think it's short though.
It is short,
but it's
lovely.
It is a beautiful.
Going right to the cosh.
It is a beautiful ball. Now Har's going to try and take out Sue's right ball, is my estimate.
Oh, that's a lovely shot from Har. She's actually just picked out Sue's ball surgically, and that means that Melissa's bull that I was quite excited about, which was second, is now the holding shot.
Ariane's still holding two bulls. Three.
I don't think Ariane's played yet. So she looks to be shooting. Oh, that was superb. I had a great view of that. I was
superb Caro.
Caro meaning that her own ball, not only did she dispatch the offending ball of her opponents, but her ball stayed.
And I love when Ariane makes a good shot. She struts down the piste with bravado. Amazing to watch. Really good shot.
I did the same when I actually hit something this morning.
Yeah,
I have to say.
Yeah,
it was few and far between.
That's right. Well, hey, at least you did it. Oh, that looked good. That point looked good, and then it just took a right-hand turn like a roundabout.
Again, I know we may have mentioned this here at the show courts of NOVAR Gardens, where we're watching, but there are lots of undulations on this terrain and lots of rocks, and so it's that's another thing you've really got to take into account.
Okay, so the team from South at their last bull.
And, you know, by contrast, that bull tracked very smoothly and straight to the cosh. It is, I think, in second position. Ariane's shot where she carroed and stayed on the left-hand side of the cosh, I think, is holding. It's difficult to see, actually, from here, to be honest, but I think that... So that would probably suggest that Ariane's likely to shoot the ball, which is at about 3 o'clock to the cosh. I could see that was very straight, but just long.
No fear though. I think she's gonna go again.
Yeah, well, I think it may be worth multiple points.
Oh no. She's
made a
adjustment late.
Yeah.
I think she's going to try and point in.
Well, she does point, and she's short.
Short, I think.
So just one thing. We'll just check how many points, but I've got a feeling it's just the one.
One point.
So that's a score of 4-3.
Yeah, so just looking at some people in the chat, on Newcastle's own Kai Ryan's in there. Hi Kai, good to see you watching. Anyone else want to shout out from their respective clubs, Bull Artiste, Prospect, and Eastern Suburbs to support your players? Yeah, write something in the chat.
Just a quick thing, Chris. It was interesting, as you said, that it looked as though that potentially Ariane could have shot that last ball. But there's often a saying in Petanque that you don't shoot the last ball. Do you want to explain that a bit more?
I think where it comes from is the possibility of potentially giving points away. Hit a bad rock, hit a wrong ball, get a chicane. There's an opportunity for you to lose a point. So most of the time, unless you are getting close to the 13 points, it's often safe to go for a point.
Nice start.
And there's a big argument in tactics or strategy in Petanque that, like we mentioned in the singles 2 days ago, controlling the jack is massive because you get to determine the length, where on the piste you're going, and also if you can put a ball close to the piste, then you engage the shooter of the opposition team. So it's a massive advantage.
Thanks. Just left there. Unlucky. It just dodged around and turned on to the wrong side of Sue's opening bull. So Melissa is firmly attached and second.
It was tracking very straight, and then just at the last moment. Yeah, she's definitely got a flick as the ball comes out, doesn't it?
There is a flick. A little bit of danger here.
Yeah, the bull advantage is slowly going to the ladies from Bull Artiste. Melissa can get in here. She's gone long, over adjustment.
Yeah, over adjustment, easy done.
So that's what I was saying, like last end, like you were saying, like the option to shoot and potentially not get the cautionné. They've got the cautionné. They've put a decent ball in and have used up 3 balls from the opponents. Now the 4th ball.
So in a nutshell, Bull Artiste have 5 balls remaining, and the South Australian women have just the 3, and they're all in the hands of Ha Nguyen.
That one's short.
Yeah, just short.
We've got
again, you've got 4 bulls to the left of the cosh, which is sort of telling. The right-hand side is still open, but obviously Melissa tried to play that side, and it peeled away from the cosh, meaning she didn't hold.
Yeah.
So Ha's got to find a way here to get to the cosh.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad ball in front, but if she can put another one close to the centre of the piece, that'd be good. Oh, that one kicked.
Skip through. Kicked and skipped through.
She threw it nice. It came out of her hand nice, but yeah, like we were saying, they just skipped on a rock.
And on this surface, as we saw last night with Paul Bronson from time to time, you just can't buy a good landing. Yes. That was what happened to her. She needs this one to be in front and close.
Nice ball.
It's a good ball, but it's probably not holding, and it is wide. So what you'd say here is that the front door is open, so that front ball on the left-hand side would hurt me as a left-hander. I would need to be careful about pushing that ball.
Oh, unless you're Jeff Shaw from yesterday,
Jeff Shaw.
with
that's right.
a multi-hand player, left and right.
As you can see, Sue BEGLEY is playing right-handed.
Nice ball.
Come straight up the middle.
Beautiful pointing.
Will be good enough.
If it's not in, they could use that ball to come in.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make a mention from yesterday's stream with Kerry and Jeff. We've got information that Jeff was actually from Mount Martha Pétanque Club. Good friends Andrea Voles made the correction for me, so I just wanted to mention that.
Well, it was a terrific performance he put in with both hands.
Both hands and both feet. Nice pointing there by Sue.
That also looks pretty good. Ariane's just checking there about how that ranks against other bulls, but it looks pretty promising. There's a lot of pointing going on and measuring. While we're doing a shout out, I just want to say, we at Capital Petanque, We were so delighted that with the performance of Graham and Adele Smith, who made the final of the mixed doubles last night, and it was very exciting to watch them play, and we're all so proud of them. And I just want to give a shout out to Myra Craig and Kerry Bradbury and Rob Ferguson and Gary Cameron from Capital Petanque, who are still competing now in different parts of this tournament, in the over 60s, in complementaires and principales, and it's wonderful for our club to be at a national championship and performing at this high level.
It's a great achievement. Capital Petanque's come in force, so beautiful pointing there by Ariane.
Lovely straight point.
Of course, Ariane married to Arnaud Ernest from Sydney. Hoping that Arnaud's in the chat and watching his wife play.
Arnaud and Ariane have both come to Canberra to play from time to time and have been absolutely charming guests.
Yeah, I think Sue also went to New Zealand. We've got a couple of comments from Auckland Petanque supporting. Oh no, that's
Kosh move.
She wouldn't be happy with that. I think she's downgraded from 4 points down to 1.
Yeah. So what you're looking at there is as the Kosh just shifted, and I hope they remember to mark the Kosh because there may be an umpire watching.
Yes, I think. But
there may not be an umpire watching.
No, Rob from Canberra.
Those two balls on the right. Those two bulls on the right hand side, remember at the start one of them was Sue's and one of them was Melissa's. So Melissa's bull on the right hand side is second. So
another beautiful point.
I think that
she'd be happy with that point, Sebastian, but would have been happier if she didn't move the jack and got maybe a 4 or 5 score. But like we said, controlling the jack is still important. I also want to give out a shout out to Meredith Clark, who has been to many nationals in a row and recently represented Australia at the Trans-Tasman in Mount Martha. She's chosen family this year for Easter. Just wanted to say hello to her, and hopefully we see you soon.
And again, Meredith's been a great supporter of Petanque even in Canberra.
Absolutely.
She and Jean-Luc Domergue have come down to play in several tournaments, and it's always a great pleasure to play with them and against them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's 2 points to Ariane and Sue from the Bull Artiste Club in Sydney, and brings the score to 6-3 after 4 ends. So there's by no means any need to panic, but I think the South Australian team will want to start to make sure they get close to the Kosh and put a bit of pressure on and start to get back on the scoreboard. And I want this lead to break out because Ariane and Sue are very experienced and excellent front runners. Very good front runners, and also great strategic petanque players as well. They'll be conscious of the time, the fact that how many points they've got, always thinking a few steps ahead. Oh, another superb first ball from Sue. I should also mention Issa and Remy Getty are also still competing. Yes. In this tournament, and they have spent a lot of time in playing petanque in New South Wales and have recently moved to Canberra. And again, I should have mentioned them as part of the shout out, and very glad of their involvement in Canberra. Oh, nice shot there by her. I just wanted to mention something about Isabel and Remy, both formidable petanque players, but also great line dancers. They love a line dance. I think they go a couple times a week. They've performed at petanque tournaments in Sydney before. Really? So many skills from the Getty family. Good Lord. That's not a bad ball, and holds from Melissa.
Not a bad ball, but it does give Sue an opportunity to replicate her first ball.
Yeah, yeah. She still can see the cosh clearly. There's nothing in her way. You know, that bull in front, the Frank Romani boule devant, boule d'argent kind of idea. It's about it obstructing your eye line and distracting you. And Sue doesn't face that here. She's got a straight run.
She has. Just needs a good bounce. And regain. Yeah,
very good.
It doesn't need to look pretty. It doesn't need to look sexy.
Yeah.
You just need to get the ball in.
I think that was the difficulty that I faced today, that I was really trying to play sexy.
Yeah,
and
bringing sexy back to Petanque.
And it just didn't come off. Melissa now to reply.
Just behind Sue's ball.
It looked like it might just squeeze its way past on the left-hand side. It was a good speed, but it's nestled right behind Sue Begley's holding bull. I don't know what that looks like, maybe 40 centimetres?
Yeah, I think you're accurate, mate. Horrible bounce.
Not a good bounce. And again, you're probably looking at throwing the bull 7.5, 8 metres, something like that. I should just also say that each of these bulls is about 700 grams, something like that.
Yeah, so for people at home who are new to Petanque, each bull is chosen by the player of a size and weight, and is marked by the manufacturer, ranging between 650 and 750 grams, and
just a little bit long.
Between 70 and 75 millimeters.
So a little bit of danger here again, in that Sue Begley holds the point for Boule Artiste, plays now and is just short and right.
So that's their last ball.
They've played 6 bulls. So the Boule Artiste women have 4 bulls.
Let's see
to their tally.
Let's see if Sue can get a nice even bounce here and add an extra point. Oh, she got a horrible bounce as well.
Bounce, yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be some sort of like a undulating valley or something in the middle there. Yeah. Maybe potentially where waters come through.
Yeah.
And you need to get either over or through it. Yeah, just wanted to mention in the other. I'll just wait till Ariadne plays. Oh, beautiful pointing by Aaron. Just wanted to mention the other semi-final for the Open Women's is Alison Peterson from Newcastle Petanque and Adele Smith from Capital Petanque. Arlette Figon and Isabel Getty. Also Isabel from Capital Petanque and Arlette from, I think, Boule Artiste in Sydney.
What a superb shot that was from Ariadne.
That one had good line, but just pulled short.
And again, it's remarkable, the contrast. I mean, this is a game of styles and technique and so on. But Ariadne is throwing the ball, I don't know, potentially twice as high as any other player at the moment. Look at the lob that she applies generally in her throws.
Another nice pointing.
And that looks very good.
Does look very good.
And it looks like 3.
3.
And it's agreed. So the issue with the maybe you could just explain, Chris, the contrasting styles. But if you lob higher, what's the impact on the ball on landing?
So naturally, when you do a high lob, you tend to run your fingers over the ball, giving you a natural backspin as the ball gets elevated into the air. What that does with the trajectory coming down, it also then potentially grabs onto the gravel a little bit more and doesn't roll as much. So you got a little bit more certainty with the distance that you're throwing. Of course, that variance can change if you hit a rock or caillou, but Both styles are fine. It's just a personal preference.
I think the other thing on a piste like this, a terrain like this, is that if you throw it in the air in particular, you take all the rocks out of the equation. You know, you're not bobbling along being buttressed by the different rocks and bumps and lumps in the terrain. You're actually in control of the air you're travelling in.
Oh, no! Ooh, nice ball there by Sue.
Just a little long, perhaps. It's a bit deep, just behind the cosh, but it still will make a challenge for Melissa.
What the danger here to Sebastian is the fact that the bull artist ladies have thrown the cochonnet towards the dead bull sideline. So that also mentally plays with your mind, as we see here. Melissa, unfortunately, goes out, so it then makes you want to hold on to the bull a bit more, and sometimes you're either short or long. But good rectification on her second bull. Like I was saying, her first bull went out, so she put a little bit less pressure on it and has come short. And the third bull
is right on the money.
Perfect.
Very good. Very good indeed.
She would have preferred it to be in front of Sue's bull, giving a bit of safety against Ariadne shooting. But like we said before, as long as you get the point, it doesn't matter.
Put the other team in the ring.
Absolutely.
Ask the question of them now to, can they get closer? That's the question.
Oh. That's very fortunate play there by Sue.
Yeah.
Connected with Haas' bull and Melissa's bull, and came in to regain the point.
It looks like that bull may be out, but they may just mark it.
They might potentially ask the umpire to make a ruling.
So if the bull is dead, it doesn't count and is removed from the game. You have to play within the confines of the piste, of the terrain.
To the people at home, that ball may look like it's over the outside line, but in Petanque, the umpires are going to look directly above, so the ball can be physically out, but if it's covering the line, it will remain as a ball that's in. Unfortunately, that one's been deemed to be out.
So we just wait for her to play here. I imagine she's going to shoot. And she shoots successfully.
Beautiful shooting.
But her own bull is out. I was just going to say that, my best understanding of the way to explain that issue about the bull being in or out is that it's like soccer, in that the whole of the ball has to be over the whole of the line.
Absolutely. To be out.
To be out.
Yes.
So if some of it's hanging over the line, it's in.
Now,
but, on this particular occasion, umpire Rob Meller, also from Capital Petanque, was able to deem that was clearly out.
Seems like Capital Petanque's taking over Petanque in Australia.
Not before time.
Not before time. Just wanted to mention the tactical reason why they've put the jack towards the sideline. Sometimes teams do that to limit how much an opposition team could get with the fact of the risk of going over the line. So it's very hard to make 4 or 5 points in that area because there's a limited amount of space between the sideline. Unfortunately, Sue's ball has also gone out.
So Ariadne has 2 bulls left. Has 2 as well, I think. She shot 1. It'd be interesting to see what Ariadne does here. She may choose to shoot Melissa's holding bull, which she does attempt to do, but jumps the bull. She was short with that shot, and it sprang over, it kangarooed over Melissa's bull. So here's a little opportunity for her and Melissa to make a dent in the score. Ariadne still has 2 bulls left. That was her first bull. The score is 9-3. So
being 9-3 up, there is also an opportunity for them to put maximum pressure on the ladies from Adelaide and shoot again. But we'll see what she does here.
She's pointing.
Oh,
and pointing beautifully.
Superb pointing.
Absolutely superb. So Melissa has played her 3 bulls. Ha has 2 remaining. Ariane has 2 remaining. Oh, sorry, Ariane has 1 remaining. So I guess the play here, Chris, would be that given Melissa holds second position, she'd be aiming to remove Ariane's bull.
She was worried. She came and seen the bull behind to see if the jack had been relocated. Whose bull was that behind?
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
think
she got rid of Sue Begley's bull, I think. So that could have been worse, but it's 1-on-1 now. And I guess the question is, there are only 2 bulls, apart from the ones around the cosh, there's only 2 bulls left on the piece. I'm not quite sure whose those are.
Yes.
One of them, I think, was Ariane's, or Sue's that got knocked down.
She's going to point and try and come round that front bull. Not a bad attempt.
It's just short.
So yeah, as we said, the score is 9-3. The opportunity now for Ariane to add an additional point, like you're saying, 10-3.
10-3 on the ground. Well, that's maybe an opportunity. I guess these bulls at the back potentially were bull artiste bulls, and so couldn't afford to have Melissa's bull shot out.
Oh, superb pointing by Ariane. Superb.
Yeah. And they take now what can only be described as a stranglehold on this semi-final. It's 11-3 after 6 ends.
Beautiful pointing there by Ariane Ernest.
Bull artiste.
Beautiful play by the ladies. They're very much controlling this game, and South Australian ladies need to try and use their expertise to try and get back in here. And biggest thing they need to do, Sebastian, is to get the jack back.
Yeah.
And put some pressure on the opposition team.
It's a funny game, Petanque, because it's noteworthy to me that the South Australian women have only won 1 end, and it was the first end. And ever since then, the bull artistes have really asserted themselves.
Right. Yeah, they have.
So let's see whether this 7th end can change that situation for the South Australian women.
As we count down to 17 minutes to go. Oh, she changed the style there. Sebastian, normally she plays with some level of height. That ball release was really low and skidded off the piste and out of the piste confines. So here's a chance for Melissa to put some pressure on the team and get a nice bull next to the cosh. And
she's got it.
Yeah, beautiful pointing there by Melissa.
Point. Very good point by Melissa. Just again, I know we've talked about this before, but we started at about 8 o'clock today, and it's now getting to 5:30, and these players have been playing 6 games. It's beautiful shot though from Ariane. So Ariane just took up that challenge of Melissa's good point and dispatched it. And not just that, her own bull, as you can see, stayed. It's the only bull on the piste and therefore holds. So it's now up to Melissa to replicate things. And
let's see if she can. Yeah, absolutely, Sebastian. If she can get another good shot here. Ooh, she regains a shot that has gone a little bit long.
It's in. I was worried it may have indeed been over the dead bull.
That's right, yeah.
But Ha has nodded, and clearly bull artists agree that it's certainly in. It's difficult for us to see the line there, isn't it? But it holds. So that brings Sue to the ring. But there's still probably 60 centimetres, something like that, for Sue to land in to become the holding bull.
This time she decides to crouch and is a little bit more successful in her pointing, and Ariane gives her the nod of approval to say that she's regained the point.
Yeah, that's a good one. Interesting, Ha's not interested in shooting here. She's given the job to Melissa to try to get close to the cosh.
Unfortunately, she's gone long.
Just too far. It's as I say, after 6 games, something like that, 7 games, you're tired. It's hot. It's a mental thing. It's such a simple action, deceptively simple action, just to throw this silver ball towards the jack. But there's a lot that can happen.
Absolutely,
a lot to think about.
Like you're saying, there's a lot of added things surrounding you as a player, especially in a bigger tournament like this. Oh, nice shooting.
Terrific. So Ha does shoot then, and that's because Melissa now holds the first and second bull. So it's 2 points at the moment on the ground to the South Australian women, and wouldn't they love those 2 points at the end of this end?
Absolutely.
There's a long way to go.
So Sue playing her third bull. Ooh.
That looks to be good.
It's in.
It looks to be in. They're just checking.
And Ariane
thinks it's in. So it's an interesting situation here because Ha has 2 bulls left and Ariane has 2 bulls left.
And of course the score, just want to make sure everyone at home can see the score. It is 11-3, so
11-3, yeah.
it's important. Ha's just finding out how many bulls the opposition has.
So I think it looks like Ha's going to point here.
I think she has to, Sebastian, because it's too risky to shoot. Games on the 12th point is on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, nice pointing by Ha.
Pointing. Superb. So Ariane still has 2. So I think what Han is hoping is that Ariane's going to try to shoot that ball, and I guess what she wants to do is to avoid giving the opportunity for bull artistes to get to the golden 13 and win. So even if it's a situation where they have to sacrifice 1 point, it's better than losing. I guess also so let's just watch here Ariane shooting to try to remove Han's bull. Beautiful loop, but just wide to the right. So Ha's bull remains in place.
Will she go again here, Sebastian?
That's a great question, isn't it? Of course, there's only one bull of bull artistes that is near the cochonnet, and that's Sue Begley's to the left. So if she was to shoot again and miss, then suddenly the opportunity is there for Ha to shoot Sue's bull and potentially have 3 points, at least.
I've seen Ariane play for a long time. She's fearless. She likes to back herself in. The only concern I think that she might be thinking is that Jack might get relocated if she's slightly short. But I'm backing her to shoot here.
And I guess at 11-3, to look at the punter's odds, you might say, is it worth a risk? As you can see, they're taking their time. Players have 1 whole minute to play their bull, and that's from the time that the last bull is stationary.
Mm-hmm.
So they're certainly taking their minute here to make sure, because this is it's a clutch ball.
Sometimes the umpires will have a stopwatch watching the game. They're sailing very close to the minute mark, and she's chosen to take a safer option and point.
I think that Ha, in fact, is asking the umpire about how long they're taking. I think that Ha has just said what we were just talking about, that they're taking too long.
Oh, superb pointing.
And then
gives herself a little fist pump.
And then on top of that, that's tough. That's tough to take. I don't know. You know, you have a whole minute. You're entitled to a whole minute. Whether that was, I don't have a stopwatch going.
Yeah,
was that a minute? Was it more?
I don't think it was intentional. I think I have seen in games before that teams like to watch the clock and run it down to a minute. I don't think that happened in that occasion. I think they genuinely took their time to try and make a decision that would best suit their team.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful shot there by Ha. The jack has been relocated. We're just going to find out who
I think that's
has the
Kerry's
point.
ball. That might be Kerry's ball.
Melissa?
Oh, sorry, Melissa's ball. Beg your pardon. Yeah.
Oh, that's game.
That's game.
That's game, unfortunately. That is unfortunate. So the team of ARIADNE, ERNEST and Sue Begley from Bull Artists in Sydney have won the semi-finals of the Open Women's Doubles Tournament. They'll progress to the final, which will be live streamed tomorrow morning. As we're aware, we'll just get back to you if things change. But a very good dominant game there by the two ladies, and congratulations. Also, congratulations to Ha and Melissa for a good game of reaching the semi-finals. And so thank you to Sebastian for co-commentator, Tim behind the computer.
It was a great game.
Please.
Bull Artists were very strong and really choked the life out of that game with consistent pointing, and I think in particular ARIADNE's very good shooting. And it made it very difficult for Ha and Melissa, but they put up a brave fight and did well to get to the semi.
Yeah, and thank you for everyone watching at home and commentating and liking, and we'll see you soon with an update.
All the best.